Rainbow char, it's part of the silver beet family, and just have a look at that. The colours are just sensational. You know this is good for you. So I thought I'd just cook it very simply just by sautéing it with a bit of garlic and chilli and serving it with a pork chop. It goes so well, very wintry. So pork chops, I've got some loins here. I love loin pork chops because they're super meaty. I've asked my butcher to leave the bone on it, and I want a thick cut, so just like that. So we need to season and oil this, so a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, and we'll just do on one side, a good pinch of salt, and some freshly cracked pepper. And then we'll just press all of that seasoning into the pork chop. I'm not adding anything else to it. I just want it to be very simple. When you've got good products like this, just cook them simply. It tastes so much better. I've been preheating my pan, and into the pan, pork chops can go in. Now, because these are so lean, they're not going to take long at all to cook. So I'm going to flash fry them for about 3 minutes on each side. Now, while they're cooking, we can prepare our rainbow chard. So the stalks are going to take a little longer to cook than the top. So I just like to separate them. So the yellow, the white, and the pink, we're just going to finely chop, and that'll be sautéed along with the garlic and the chilli to start with. And then at the end, we're going to add these leaves, and they'll just wilt very quickly. So that'll go into one pile. And then all these beautiful leaves, what I like to do is just really roughly chop them so they wilt down. Now, it looks like quite a lot, but it really does cook down to nothing. So just roughly chop that. Okay. And we'll pop that into another pile over here. All I need to do now is just prepare some garlic and some chilli. I'll finely chop some chilli. I'm using a long chilli because it's not as hot as a small chilli, and a few cloves of garlic. I want a good hit of garlic, so 3 cloves of garlic I'll also finely chop. These pork chops have caramelised. They're looking fantastic. Just place them onto a plate to rest, just like any other protein. And see all these pan juices? That is flavour. So what I like to do is just deglaze the pan now, just with a bit of chicken stock. You can even do it with water. Let that bubble away and just reduce slightly, and that's going to be a pan sauce. It's just full of flavour, particularly with that salt and that pepper there and the pork fat. And see that we've got a gorgeous golden sauce. Now I'm going to pour that straight over these pork chops. Oh, look at that. Fantastic. Pan goes back on the heat. I'll add some extra virgin olive oil. And now we can start frying off our garlic and our chilli. That can go in first. And it's a really hot pan, so we do want to work quite fast so we don't burn that garlic. To that, I'll add our rainbow chard stalks. We just want to give that a little heat. Also a pinch of salt, never hurt. And just toss that in the oil. That smells so good. Look at those colours. I love this food. Simple food, tasty though. Once it starts to go golden like that and it smells good, then we can add all these tops in. And to speed up the cooking process, I've just got a little of that stock left over. So we'll just pour that in. And just with our tongs, we'll just give that a bit of a swirl, a bit of a jiggle, and just let that cook down together. And while I let that wilt for a moment, we can start slicing the pork chop. So I've got a white plate, we'll serve it on. I want to take it off the bone and slice it into pieces. So the bone just runs this way. So we'll just cut straight down and around, just follow the bone around, and then just curves off that way. And then I like to serve it with the fat into big chunky slices. The bone can go on the plate, we want to show that off. It's a real bistro style food, this. On with our pork steak. Then we'll add our wilted greens here. Just drain off that excess liquid. Place that on the side. You could serve this with some mashed potato, some roasted potatoes, potato gratin. But honestly, there's so much flavour going on here. You don't need anything else. I just love these flavours. Heat can go off the pan. And then these pan juices that we were talking about earlier, let's just pour that straight over. No need for a fancy gravy at all. And another ingredient that goes so well with pork and the rainbow chard, horseradish. This is just store-bought horseradish cream. Get a really good quality one. You can get them at your deli. You can also just use a supermarket one too. A nice dollop right there on that bone. And that is a lovely condiment to go with our pork chop and rainbow chard.